This is weird. There's like nobody around. What are the lights doing off? I thought Steph and everybody was going to be here. That's creepy. Huh, it's like deserted out there. Huh. That's weird. Where's Hayden? Everybody's gone. Hey guys, is there anybody here? I wonder where Diana went. Huh. Robin's not there. Where is everybody? Ah! Who is that? Stephanie.
Hey.
Spooky Halloween. Oh gosh. Hey Hayden.
You recognize me.
Hey Skeletor.
I'm getting a better costume next year.
It is. It's me.
My ears aren't strong enough to keep this up.
Your ears aren't strong enough.
Oh, I got these little bitty
Spooky
ears.
Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Spooky Halloween version of estate planning ghost stories.
Trick or treat.
Oh, almost, huh? Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Diane.
Okay. So,
Okay.
Spooky Halloween.
Yes.
Estate planning ghost stories today.
Yes.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
It's been a week, man.
It truly has.
I'm ready for a break.
The elder law world is always busy, but this past couple of weeks, it might be the past 4 weeks. It's just
Although
crazy.
we're also, we're not going to get a break.
Yeah, probably not.
I'm recording an audiobook all day Sunday. A new book we got coming out. And also, Saturday, we're doing the Auto Bazaar. What's going on tomorrow?
Center.
Tomorrow, Hayden.
That is tomorrow.
Mhm.
Saturday. The Auto Bazaar, the senior center every year has like a fall Halloween, around Halloween.
You
Like
mean
a
advertisers'
festival.
tickets? You mean
They
what?
have antique cars and things like that out there, and they have booths set up, people selling things, and a great big flea market, and it is really neat. There are a
You
whole
come
lot
here
of
and
people
talk.
that go.
You gotta come here and talk.
Come on.
Stephanie
Here.
is camera shy for some reason. So
Just ran into the wall.
Stephanie's going to tell you about what she
I
wants to
moved
tell
to
you
the
about.
wall.
Tell me what's going on this weekend. So we got the senior center tomorrow, trunk or treat type thing, and also all kind of classic cars. Come out and eat lunch. We get the Shelby Senior Center, the Neal Senior Center tomorrow morning until 3 o'clock probably, right? We'll be there just meeting and greeting and talking to people. Hayden's going to dress up in her Halloween costume. It's going to be awesome.
I am.
Let's do it. Let's wear a Halloween costume. Can we do it?
As long as I don't have to be scary.
Let's do it. Let's do it. No, it's scary time. You gotta be scary on Halloween. Like, oh, let's be a primitive.
Could be a clown.
You could be. I'll be a clown. No, I'm not gonna be a clown this year. All right. So, what else is going on this weekend? You tell us.
Holiday gift gallery at the LeGrand Center.
Holiday gift gallery at the LeGrand Center. I know, Stephanie, this is one of your big causes. Why should somebody go to the holiday gift gallery? Do we have any tickets to give away?
Sure, we sure do.
What kind of how many tickets we got?
I think I have 6.
We have 6 tickets to give away. Come to the holiday gift gallery tomorrow. Steph, you'll be out front.
Yes.
Stephanie will be out front bussing people back and forth in her golf cart, okay? And she has 6
Until
free
2:30.
tickets until 2:30. She has 6 free tickets. If you go and tell Steph that you saw her on Spooky Halloween Estate Planning Ghost Stories on McIntyre Elder Law, she will give you a free ticket to the holiday gift gallery, okay? And these are what, $5 a piece?
6.
$6 a piece at the door. So, for you and a couple, that's $12 right there, okay? $12, I could buy you a pack of hot dogs. Or something for dinner. You could buy something for dinner.
I can buy you a pizza.
Buy you a pizza. But,
Yeah, but it's a great shopping
Yeah,
experience.
that's
If you
right.
like Christmas and Christmas decorations, and they have food, and
Yep.
I think they have lunch there.
They buy you a Halloween mask.
No,
They buy you a Halloween mask.
Sorry.
But lots and lots of super awesome.
What's good there? What's going on there?
vendors. Oh man, there's anything that you could think of, anything and everything. There's Stella and Dot, Matilda Jane.
You keep talking. I'll plug this thing up for you.
Rodan Fields, Rollover, Phyllis's Yummy Cheese Wafers, Handmade Jewelry from, I think, Pack has some really cool stuff out there.
Mm-hmm.
Norris Merchandise has a booth. I mean, there's so much. Miss Molly has a booth.
Miss Molly.
Yes.
Shop
If
local.
I left anybody out, then there's so many people, I would probably miss somebody.
So there's a lot, right?
Lots of good stuff. I didn't have but 30 minutes this afternoon before I had to pick the kids up from school, and I didn't get all the way through. I can't even tell you everything that's there, but it was nice.
Nice. And why should people shop there though? Where's the money go?
The money from the ticket sales goes to the Junior Charity League's clothing room.
Is that like junior high school?
No.
No, it's the Junior Charity League of Shelby, right?
Yes.
It's a great organization.
Yes.
And the clothing room, what does that do?
Clothes needy children in Cleveland County schools.
Clothes needy children in Cleveland County schools. All
Early
the
college.
money is spent to that and the early college program. Okay,
Mhm.
to clothe
High
needy
school.
children. I mean, they really do a great job. It's a great organization. So go out to the Holiday Gift Galleria. Got 6 free tickets for you waiting. See Steph. She'll give you the tickets. Okay. All right. She'll be the one in the mask. Hey Steph,
Definitely not the mask.
which one looks better, this or the other one, or me?
Ooh, that's tough.
You like this?
Yes.
Okay. Good. All right, Hayden.
Yes.
Spooky Halloween.
Yes.
Here's our agenda today. I'm ready for Hayden's Halloween spot.
Oh,
Usually it's
good.
Hayden's Happy Place, but today it's Hayden's Halloween spot. What's going on for Halloween? And then we'll start talking about some estate planning people need to know about.
Well, trick or treat, I'm sure they're probably going to do that on Saturday.
That's not what I want to know. I want the scoop. What's really going on? What's going on in town? It's a lot of fun for Halloween.
Really?
What used to go on, Hayden?
Oh, okay. Back when, in the olden days.
In the olden days.
Yeah, the place to be was on Belvedere. If you go down Belvedere where
Right.
it turns and goes head over toward Elizabeth,
Yes.
that was the hangout for all the teenagers.
With the good
Yeah.
teenagers or the bad teenagers?
Yes.
Yes.
But
Okay.
all the kids went.
Right.
You know. And there were 2 stories I can tell you. I'll tell you a quick one.
Okay. Are there
Some
other
of the
stories you
guys-
can't tell me?
No.
Okay.
Now I'm going to tell you the one that I probably shouldn't.
Okay, good.
But
That's the one we want to hear.
you want to hear that one first?
Yes. Yeah, tell us that one last.
Okay, all right. One year, the police used to come down there and just kind of, watch the kids, and they used to throw firecrackers. And back then, M80s and those.
The police would throw firecrackers?
No,
Oh.
the kids would throw firecrackers. I'm talking about there were the real firecrackers that could blow up toilets. I know you've probably seen that in a movie
Yeah.
if you weren't old enough to have remembered that they did it.
Sure.
And but they used to throw firecrackers, and most innocent things. I mean, nothing really bad went on. My mother let me go. If that's any idea.
Right.
But one time, the police were there and they were out wandering around, and one of the guys went over to the police car, opened the door, got in the car, and drove it off.
Oh.
He got taken to the police station eventually, but he didn't get charged. Back then, they were lenient because the
It was
kids really
joyriding.
didn't. Yeah, just
In a police car?
In a police car.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now that
I
probably
think
wouldn't work
they're
out so
welcome
well.
now.
Right.
But the other story, a friend of mine and I, she and I are still good friends to this day. And this was in 1964, I'm going to say.
Right.
And so we were out riding around, and there was a place which is now Aura Supermarket, which was back then Willis's Grill. They had little car hops that used to come out to the bring you sandwiches. Anyway, we got out and we're riding around, and came back to Willis's, picked up a couple of friends who happened to be male friends. And they wanted to stop at a 7-Eleven, which was
Right.
like a little grocery store, quick stop. I think they still have them. And they came back with a dozen eggs. Can you imagine
Oh,
what
egg in some
happened
houses.
after that?
Right. Oh, I would never do that.
Try a service station with big glass windows.
Oh, that's
They
not
didn't
good.
break, but they got our tag number.
Right.
Well, the police knew where to look for teenagers on
Right.
Halloween night if they weren't down
So
in
they came down
Belvedere.
there.
They came to Willis's, and they had our tag number, and they had us follow them to the police station. And I did not, from that time until they let us go, I cried the whole way because my parents were going to
Right.
come get me at the police
Police
station.
station.
But
Don't
they
want some eggs.
did. They let us go. they let us go because it really wasn't us, it was the guys.
See what I have to put up with here at McIntyre Elder Law? Juvenile delinquents.
I've had adventures, I have to tell you, but that's not one I'm proud of.
No.
But I never threw an egg.
But in retrospect, it's kind of fun though. But somebody threw
makes
it.
memories.
Yeah.
Yeah, they threw a dozen.
Yeah. Hopefully that's all the only
But
mischief
nobody.
that goes on this Halloween. So keep
Yeah.
going, you know?
Yeah, I hope so.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
So, you know,
That's
stay out there, be safe, right? I have some stories from Halloween too, probably.
You're gonna tell
Mostly with, I don't know, man. There's some probably with like friends of mine from when I was a kid, Shane Barger and those guys
Yeah.
dressing up. Shane dressed up for Halloween and went around to door to door in Riverbend, you know, growing up till he was like 30 years old. Seriously,
Really?
like wearing the same Halloween costume. Yeah. One time he was a mummy and he just wrapped toilet paper all around himself. He's funny. Shane's funny though. And my parents would just laugh.
I know is that the one you were talking about tonight? He's still your good friend?
Yeah, I was talking to him a little bit ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hoping he doesn't call and interrupt my broadcast right now. Yeah. But anyway, so spooky Halloween. I've had, you know, we always had a lot of fun growing up in Shelby and hanging around. So one time, I'll tell you one story.
Okay.
One time I went over to Shane's house late at night, okay, and I went in the basement, all right, and I woke him up. It was me and a friend. I think it was Dylan Davis and Nathan Schwantz, okay. They were cousins. I think they spent the night at my house, and they came. Or they came over. We went across the golf course late. We went in the basement. And his bedroom was in the basement, and we all had masks on, kind of like this.
Yeah.
And we woke him up. And you've never seen somebody. I bet he wet his pants. I think he did wet his pants.
I bet he didn't.
I don't know. He was really scared though. He was really scared. So don't do that to somebody. Give him a heart attack. So
Well, my daughter last Halloween did Ding Dong Ditch with our kids.
ding dong ditch.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly.
You ring the doorbell and run and hide.
And run and hide?
To the door.
Okay.
Some people carry it further and do other things, but that
Right.
was just enough to let them feel like they were doing a little bit something.
Right.
But they were under her supervision. So.
That's fun. I mean, that's fun.
She's
Yeah.
good.
You gotta let your kids have some secrets.
Yeah.
I think we try to make our kids be too perfect sometimes. these days.
Laura's her kids aren't free range kids. They do
Right.
have limits, but she's always let them
She's a good
ride
mama.
bikes and yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So okay, so estate planning ghost stories or estate planning nightmares. You know, I wanted to talk about. Thank you for sharing, by the way.
You're welcome.
All right, and you know, passing without a will. If you don't have a will, how can that be scary? How could that be scary? Scary state control, right? The state essentially controls. Already has a set of statutes set up. If you don't have a will in place, that would pass your property the way they want to, not the way you want to. So if you want to control your property and pass it, and you want to have total control of it, you need to draft a will and put one in place, right? Right?
Yeah.
But that could also lead to a nightmare. I talk about wills and probate, right?
Yeah, but I don't think most people realize what the consequences can
Or not just a will. You can use deed planning to pass it too, right? Or set up payable on death beneficiaries on your bank accounts without giving a kid control as a joint owner, but just to be a beneficiary and receive the property once you pass, right? You can do that too. So that's a way to avoid probate and pass things outside of how the state controls. I have seen really bad situations when the states get involved, especially say what a spouse can get. Now, there's a set share on what he or she can get, but it's not necessarily everything, right?
No, I'm learning from you sometimes, and we don't talk about this a lot.
Sure. Also, probate pitfalls, right? Probate pitfalls. What are some probate pitfalls? What are some?
Well, for one thing, you're kind of on your own unless you want to hire somebody to help you, because the clerks at the court will give you a handful of papers, and that's it.
Well, they can't. They just can't give you legal
They can't
advice.
give
They're
you
great at what they do. They just can't give you legal advice. So you have to get an attorney. It takes a lot of time to do probate.
Yeah, and just from seeing our probate department, the problems that they've run across, that is not for me.
Right.
I can't handle all that.
A year in or so to an estate, you're still hashing things out.
And you didn't bring this, and you didn't bring this, and this doesn't balance, and well,
Right.
you shouldn't have spent the money here, this wasn't your money, it's just one
Sure.
complication after another, and if you do it wrong, it just complicates things.
Right.
It is a nightmare for your children, and you can prevent it.
Nightmare on Probate Street.
Absolutely, that's a good one. That's
Nightmare
what
on
we should have
Probate
called
Street.
this.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, so Nightmare on Probate Street, you don't want that. I can generally, when I sit down with someone, I'm going to look at, I have a little formula I go through. In fact, we send you out information ahead of time to get you thinking that way, right? To get an information packet. Let me know if you want an information packet. We can send one to you. Just give us a call or comment in the comments, and I have Hayden
Sure.
mail one to you or email one to you, okay? We might even be able to Facebook it to them.
You're the genius there.
I don't know about that, but I bet you I can figure it out.
I'll bet you could.
I think we could PDF and message a PDF, okay?
Okay.
So let me know if you want one on
Or
Messenger or something, and we'll get one out to you, okay? Or Hayden will get one out to you.
Yeah, if you give us your email address and telephone number, or maybe.
Or just message on Facebook, either one.
Sure.
And we'll get you that information, right? Our welcome package. And also, we'll have you fill it out in such a way that gives me some insights as to what your assets are. Why would I need to know somebody's assets? It's none of my business.
Well, how much money you
that is
have?
Ellen
Diane, thank you.
candy. Thanks, Diane. We're eating candy.
What was the question?
So why might we want financial information from clients?
Well, the size of the estate matters. Who inherits it matters.
The way I
how
plan
you
for
do
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when I look
tools
at
you
it,
use.
I'm going to kind of go through a methodology where I'm going to say, what are your liquid assets? Stocks, bonds, money, savings. And how can we pass it outside of the estate? And how can we keep one eye on the fact that 60 or 70% of seniors over 65 right now are going to need some type of long-term care? How can we guard those assets and that money? What about real property? Do you have a house? Are there adjacent lots? Is there other land? Is there another house somewhere or other land, other properties?
Yeah, and
How can we protect it? How can we do some simple deed planning to protect it? Pass it outside of the will so we avoid probate. You don't want a nightmare on Probate Street.
no, and you don't want to wait till the last minute either,
Right.
because there are ways to protect everything that you own
There are.
practically.
There are,
If
especially
you
pre-planning.
have a few years,
Sure.
so don't think if you're 60 years old.
Trust
you know,
planning too. I mean, trust can be used to do that. You're talking about spooky. You can spooky control. I'll tell you a spooky story about trust. My probate professor in law school had remote control called trust, dead hand control. You have dead hand control. And he'd say, it's like your hand sticking up from the grave with a remote control.
Oh yeah.
That's what a trust is.
That's a good
That's the visual.
visual. Yes.
That's what the trust is. It's your hand sticking up from the grave with a remote control. I'm going to put that on Facebook too. I'm doing a visual with
That's a
dead
great
hand
one.
control.
Yeah.
That's what trusts are. It allows you to control your money and property long after you're gone. Care for your family, inspire them to do great things, pay for educations, pay for charities. Trusts are great instruments to do that with, to exercise dead hand control. They're amazing for that. And then, so, in a way, you can make, I did an article in the paper that came out today. Did it come out today or yesterday?
I think it's today's back.
Yeah. It was memories and mementos, right? And that's what it's about. It's about the things that really matter is the fabric of who you are, passing on that. The things that matter most to you. Not just the money, not just the property. But with the money and property in a trust situation, you can pass on those values. You can inspire or fund educations, right? You can fund charitable events, things like that, the things that really matter. So that's something that trusts are great at doing. And protecting assets against the Medicaid spending.
Well, what can it do for you? Suppose you don't have any children or children very successful. This.
That thing's awesome.
Suppose that you don't have your children are successful and they don't need what assets you have. How can those assets help the person?
how can assets help a future generation?
No, if you do a trust, how can that pay you so that now that it will benefit you?
Well, Medicaid Asset Protection Trust, we talked about those. You know, and well, I can grab that. I'll show
Well,
you.
I don't want to get off subject, but
Yeah, that is taking it back to Medicaid Asset Protection Trust, but I'll show you.
I was just
That's
thinking
an
about the
example.
people who want to go on a cruise or the people who want.
Well, if you place money in a Medicaid Asset Protection Trust, right, you have to appoint a third-party trustee for this type of trust, right? Like it's a
Right.
child trust, right? You lock it up there, you got some money and property in there, and then this spigot here comes along, and it's an irrevocable trust, and it can provide for things like that and pay for things like that. But it starts the clock ticking, right? The look-back clock ticking on any Medicaid spending, okay? So, or any Medicaid benefit look-back period. It starts that clock ticking, right?
I
So-
always think about that when you do it as a way to preserve your money, because that's what I think about for my children.
Well, it does
But-
preserve the money. It
but that
preserves it for future
explains-
generations.
Right, but it also explains how.
And then if you pass away, you know, then dead hand control comes into play. If you pass away, you can have that trust spin off several charitable trusts and spin off a trust to provide for your kids' college or grandkids' college. You know, and there's a number of things you could do for it or with it, but it allows you that dead hand control from the grave. It's Halloween relevant, isn't it? And then, you know, guardianship nightmares, that's something else. That's back to basics. Get your basics in place. Get your foundations in place, your foundational documents. General durable power of attorney, healthcare power of attorney, living will, and will. That's your 4 foundations. General durable power of attorney, healthcare power of attorney, living will, and will. Okay? If you don't, then the guardian might come to get you. Guardianships might come to get you. Seriously. Guardianships are tough. They make it tough for your family to manage assets, to save assets, or do anything without getting permission from the court. And there are really strict rules as far as the accountings and what you can do with the money. So your money's pretty much locked up. If you have a long-term care situation, healthcare problems, then you might as well go take a dump truck and dump all your cash in the parking lot at the nursing home.
We hear stories about that every day. I wish I had known you before. I wish I had talked
Right.
to you before my mother passed away, and I don't want that to happen to my kids. A lot of people who come in here for that type of thing have already experienced that with someone else.
Sure. So, in summation, get your wills done, get your deeds and other things in place so you avoid scary state control and avoid the pitfalls of probate. So we plan around, so we do probate avoidance. And we protect the property against, heaven forbid, a long-term care situation. Think about dead hand control. Think about trust with the remote control. Controlling like my law professor put it, controlling the property well into the future, okay? Even after you pass. And think about avoiding guardianship nightmares.
Yeah.
Because you don't want a nightmare on Probate Street or a guardianship nightmare. Nightmares are bad. And I hope none of you have nightmares after watching our show, okay?
Right.
But I'm glad we're back, huh?
That is creepy.
I'm glad we're back. We're back. All right, we got to go out with the mask on. You put this one on. You want this one?
No.
You don't want to mess with your hair.
That one. We have been so busy today.
Thank you, Stephanie, for hanging out with us. Remember, holiday gift galleria tomorrow. Stephanie has 6 tickets for you if you mention this post. And tune in next week at noon. At noon. From live at the conference table with Hayden and Greg.
Yeah.
Peace and love.
Bye. Be safe on Halloween.
You know what I didn't say?
So,
Check us out on the web at mcelderlaw.com and sign up for our e-newsletter, okay? You get to see really groovy stuff like this, and I write a lot, so I'll send stuff out to you, okay? Bye now.